Okay, so I just last night when I was supposed to be doing or working on a presentation slash annotated bibliography on Bessie Head and Botswana for African literatures and cultures, which is much more redemptive than this piece of. I was finishing this book, which several of you have probably read. All of you have heard of it, I know. This is 50 Shades of Grey by the lovely E.L. James. I'm not the first person to do this. I know that there are tons and tons of reviews out there, and I could have just kept this to myself, or I could have ranted to somebody about this, or I could have written this down. But I have to, I feel like this needs to be said out loud. People clearly do not like to read, okay? Because this is crap. The only well-written portions of this book are the sex scenes, okay? And that makes me sound like a pervert, but no. The sex scenes are scary, and they're awkward, and they're gross, but they were really well written because the rest of the book, the rest of the 514 pages that's not sexed, is just... I didn't want to read it. Let me be clear. I read some excerpts. I read that little tampon scene long before I ever read this. I read that over the summer because I had to. And I was like, I'm not reading this book. It's disgusting. I'm not reading it. It's just bad. I feel the same way about politics. I don't want to argue something that I don't know anything about. So I paid $12 for this book at Walmart, and I sat down, and I read the first 124 pages in one night. Not because I couldn't put it down, but because I kept waiting for it to get good. And I keep seeing these things on Pinterest where women are just like, oh my god, I just want someone to go Christian Grey on my ass. Why? Why would you want that? Why? I don't understand. Just discovered that Mr. Darcy, Christian Grey, and Edward Cullen aren't real. Time to go lesbo. Okay. Alright. This is my favorite. Let me get on to the topic of Christian Grey and why I don't like him at all. Okay. She keeps mentioning his impressive length. Why I don't like romance novels. Okay. If you've ever gotten curious and gotten onto Twitter and read the OMG facts or MOMG sex facts, as far as penis size goes, Americans are down on the here's Africa. America's here. So Christian Grey has been into this BDSM lifestyle since he was 15 because a woman named Elena made him her submissive. In real life we call that a bitch, but okay, so he's into bondage, he's into whips and chains and suspension and butt plugs and stuff. And his big thing is he doesn't like to be touched. Oh my god, don't touch me. Don't touch me, I'm so damaged. I just don't want you to touch me. And then it's just all, I just want to touch you. And he's like, no. Yeah, okay. And it's been brought to my attention that women like to be dominated. Not necessarily in an abusive manner, but we like to be told what to do. Okay, and that might be true of some women. I'm not saying that women are weak. I'm not saying that I'm weak. I'm not saying that I am a feminist bitch. I'm not even a feminist. Thank you. I just don't like being treated like a doormat or a prostitute, which is why I have a problem with this book. Rules. Let me just read this to you, because if this was the only way that I could be with Mr. Grey, I would give him a swift kick to the nuts and tell him to screw himself. Okay. Obedience. The submissive will obey any instructions given by the dominant immediately without hesitation or reservation and in an expeditious manner. The submissive will agree to any sexual activity deemed fit and pleasurable by the dominant, excepting those activities that are outlined in hard limits. She will do so eagerly and without hesitation. let me pause while I'm thinking about this. There's one part in this book where Christian Grey gets really, really angry at Anastasia, where he spanks her, and then, I think it's that part. I don't know. He gets really mad at her, and then he says, pardon my language, but this word is used at least 8 billion times in this book. He says, I'm going to fuck you, and it's going to be for my pleasure, not for yours. Okay, for the record, no woman likes to be fucked. If you don't want to make love to us, have sex. That is the terminology that you should use. Never fuck me. If you try to fuck me, I will fuck you up. Okay? Thank you. Anyway, he says, I'm going to fuck you, and I'm going, oh, that's another thing. He doesn't make love, he fucks hard. Which is a total lie, because he makes love to her at least 3 times in the book. I'm just saying. Anyway. He's like, I'm going to fuck you, and it's going to be my pleasure, not for yours. Can we just discuss what that means? That means that he's raping her. Okay? She's submissive, whatever. Okay, the whole point of rape is that one person gets pleasure out of it. The victim of the rape does not get any pleasure out of being raped. Okay? And that's pretty much what's happening here. He beats her, and then he rapes her. Alright, can we just, like, unpack that for a second? Why in the hell is this guy being seen as this perfect man who is worthy of any kind of affection and he's worthy of anything? He's a worthless piece of shit, okay? If I do say so, myself. Alright? Okay. The submissive will eat regularly to maintain her health and well-being from a prescribed list of foods. The submissive will not snack between meals, with the exception of fruit. Okay. And this thing on Pinterest about him liking brunettes who like to eat. He's telling you what to eat, when to eat, how to eat. That's an abusive relationship. That's abusive. Do you get that? Either way, I don't like this book. I don't like it at all. I really don't.